Washington, next Tuesday, June 5th, brings us arguably the most important date in the battle for the House before Election Day, California's top two primaries.
Under the state's primary system, the top two candidates, regardless of political party, advance to the general election. That means the possibility of two Democrats being at the top of the tickets for Governor, Gavin Newsom, Antonio Villaraigosa, and for U.S. Senate, Dianne Feinstein, Kevin DeLeon. But it also means the possibility of two Republican candidates advancing to the general in three key House races in Southern California, CA 39, CA 48, CA 49, which are central to the Democrats' path to winning back the House. Getting shut out in two or all three of these contests could make it harder for Democrats to net the 23 seats needed to flip the chamber.
So both parties are engaged in different strategies to game California's top two system. On the GOP side, President Trump has endorsed Republican John Cox for governor, trying to unite California Republicans around a single candidate, which could help drive turnout in the House and down-ballot races. On June 5th, vote for GOP gubernatorial candidate John Cox, a really good and highly competent man. He'll make California great again, Trump tweeted yesterday. In addition, House Republicans have opened an office in Southern California to spur GOP turnout in the three key House districts. On the Democratic side, the DCCC has been airing TV ads both in favor of their preferred candidates in these crowded primaries, see here and here, and against Republican candidates, see here and here. And while House Democrats want two Democrats at the top of the ticket for governor, to drive Dem turnout and depress the GOP's gubernatorial frontrunner Gavin Newsom prefers a Republican opponent, since someone like fellow Democrat Antonio Villaraigosa represents a greater general election threat than either of the two leading GOP candidates, Cox and Travis Allen. "You know my position," Newsom said in a debate earlier this month. "I think a Republican would be ideal. Either one of these, Cox, Allen, would do."
What's fascinating about all of these races is that they're essentially margin of error contests to make the top two, where candidates in positions number 2, number 3 and even number 4 are separated by just a handful of points in the public and private polling. All of which makes the June 5th primaries, and the strategies going into them, quite a game.
Trump blames Democrats for his administration's policy of separating migrant families. Over the Memorial Day weekend, Trump fired off this tweet, "Put pressure on the Democrats to end the horrible law that separates children from their sick parents once they cross the border into the U.S. Catch and release lottery and chain must also go with it, and we must continue building the wall. Democrats are protecting MS-13 thugs."
For one thing, it's not a law that separates migrant children from their families. And for another, it's a policy Trump's own administration created. NBC's Benji Sarlin, the administration confirmed this month that breaking up families was a byproduct of their new zero-tolerance plan to prosecute everyone who crosses the border illegally, which would require minors who traveled with their family to be taken into the custody of the Department of Health and Human Services. Under the previous policy, children were usually allowed to stay with their parents in shelters while awaiting legal proceedings.
"If you are smuggling a child, then we will prosecute you, and that child will be separated from you as required by law," Attorney General Jeff Sessions said earlier this month at an event in Arizona announcing the move. "If you don't like that, then don't smuggle children over our border."